Hey guys! Welcome to a Procreate Watercolor tutorial. I'm Anya from Annia Art, and today I want to draw with you something like this. It's a basic but very classy watercolor flower with some gold elements. I'll be coming back to this later, how we're going to do the gold elements, and it's suited for beginners because it's very easy. And yeah, let's get started. First we're going to need a sketch. I already did a sketch and I'm going to link the sketch down below in the description, and we're going to drop this sketch on the very last layer of our canvas and set it to, let's say, 8, 9 or 10%, something like this. Now that we have the sketch, let's choose the first color for the petals. I created a small orange watercolor flowers color palette for you, which I will also link you in the description down below for free. And we're going to choose this very light skin tone color to create the petals. I'm going to be using today my watercolor set. I will also link you this in the description down below. It has lots of different brushes. You can basically use any watercolor brush set that you have. Just make sure that the brushes have this nice watery effect to get this result that we're aiming at. Okay, so I'm going to use my Perfect brush to start with the petals. I really love my Perfect brush because it is the longer you draw, the lighter it gets. Let me just show you a quick example. Let's make another layer. You see that the more I draw on places that I've drawn before, the lighter it gets, so it gets this really nice watery effect, and we're going to use this on the petals. So let's make this brush size a bit smaller, and we're just gonna start, of course, create a layer above the sketch layer so that you don't accidentally draw on the sketch layer, which happens to me all the time, and then I'm super furious and I have to start again. Okay. Yes, so let's just draw the shapes and yeah, let's do this. So it doesn't really have to be perfect, just try to make it as artistic as possible. Really doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, now we finished the petals. Let's just turn the sketch layer off to see how it looks like. It looks pretty neat. Let's try to draw the stems. We're going to choose the light green color from the orange watercolor flowers palette, and we're going to be using again the Perfect brush. Okay, now we can turn off the sketch layer for good and just have a look first look at our masterpiece. And yeah, looks good, but it's nothing special till now. So we're going to add a little specialness to it. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to create a layer above this petals layer. And we're going to set the layer A to color burn, and afterwards we're going to make it a clipping mask. clipping mask so that everything you draw on this layer just affects the layer beneath and not the other layers. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into our brushes and we're going to go to select the edge shader. The edge shader is, just as the name says, a shader brush which basically makes the edges stronger and edgier. Edgier. And this is what we're going for. So we're going to choose this darker orangey reddish kind of color, and we're going to set the opacity maybe 50%. You can really let your creativity flow here and see what you like, whether it's stronger colors or softer colors. I like a mix of both, so I'm going to use a opacity of 50% and maybe a size of 20 something, and then I'm just going to go and stroke a little bit the edges. You're going to see that it really affects the edges very, very nicely, so that the inner part of the petal stays light. And that's what we're going for. This is the look that we're going for in this art piece. Same for this one here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay. Now we're going to do the same with the stems. So again, let's create another layer right above the stems, set it to color burn, and make it a clipping mask. And we're going to take the dark green here, select the edge shader, and do the same here. You will see that it gets a darkish and grayish kind of vibe, kind of look, but I think that's really nice. It goes really nice with the red. So the gold texture, the gold effect is available in my watercolor brush set. So when you buy this watercolor brush set, you will get the brushes, the watercolor brushes, and you will get a Procreate file, which is basically a 3000 2000 pixel canvas with a gold file. Of course, this is not obligatory, so you can just add other sprinkles to it, or if you have sprinkle brushes, watercolor splashes will come in a moment to this. Just add them and then basically you're finished. But if you want to add some gold layers and you have this brush set, then we're going to go into this layer. So you have the gold effect layer, and right beneath it you have the draw here gold effect layer. And this layer we're going to set to add, because the gold effect there is a bit lighter and a bit smoother when you set it to add. And then we're going to select one of the gold brushes I have in this pack. I really like using the dust brush. I don't know, it's just, I really like it. And it really doesn't depend what kind of color you use for this effect here. Because if you select this layer and you tap it, you see there's going to be gold splashes there. Ta-da! Yes, plump. Okay, let's make some splashes that really look good. So maybe like this and something like this. Yeah, that looks nice. This and yeah, why not? Okay, that looks nice for the gold splashes. And then we're going to add some watercolor splashes too, and we're going to choose again this kind of reddish and splash them on this layer that we used for the shading right before it. little board. Yeah, that looks nice. This looks very cool. Pretty awesome. Oh, maybe that's a bit too much. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So, and last but not least, we're going to add the paper texture. And this paper texture I will include for free in the description down below. It's the VERDANO paper texture. And just download it and put it right above every other layer that you have in your canvas and set it to linear burn. And then we will have something that will look like this. Very nice watercolory effect and a very, very nice paper texture. So that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. This is my very first Procreate tutorial, so I'll be uploading some more watercolor art or also mid-century style. I really want to try this or rather try a tutorial with it. And yeah, stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye!